Imagine opening an old garage and finding a car worth millions of dollars, or discovering a forgotten vehicle hidden underwater. These aren't movie stories, they really happened. These are top 10 weirdest vintage car that hard to believe. Number 10. The Forgotten Garage. Most people think an old garage is full of junk, but one family was about to discover something incredible. After inheriting an old house, they noticed a garage that had been locked for decades. Nobody had opened it for more than 50 years. When they finally unlocked the door, sitting quietly in the corner was a beautiful vintage Jaguar. It was covered in dirt and years of dust, but the car was still almost completely original. Experts later confirmed it was an extremely rare model. Collectors couldn't believe it had survived for so long without being changed. The forgotten Jaguar was carefully restored and eventually became worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Number 9. The Bugatti at the bottom of a lake. Imagine looking into a lake and seeing a vintage sports car resting on the bottom. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what divers found. Deep inside Lake Maggiore, a rare Bugatti Type 22 had been sitting underwater since 1936, more than 70 years. The story began when the owner couldn't afford the high import taxes. Instead of keeping the car, divers discovered the forgotten Bugatti. Even though it was badly damaged, the old car was carefully lifted from the lake, becoming one of the most famous underwater car discoveries. Number 8. The Ferrari buried underground. Construction workers expected to find nothing but dirt. Instead, their machines uncovered a Ferrari buried beneath the ground. At first, everyone thought it was a strange accident, but police soon uncovered the truth. Years earlier, the Ferrari had been stolen. The thieves wanted to collect the insurance money, so instead of selling the car, they buried it, hoping nobody would ever find it. For years, the expensive sports car remained hidden underground. Rain came, seasons changed, people walked above it every day. The buried Ferrari finally saw daylight again. Its strange story quickly spread around the world, because finding a Ferrari underground is something almost nobody expects. Number 7. The Secret Barn Collection. You are opening the doors of an old barn. You find more than 100 classic cars. This incredible discovery happened in France. The cars belonged to a collector who quietly stored them away, then never came back. As the years passed, nature slowly took over. Trees grew around the cars, leaves covered the roofs. Some vehicles disappeared beneath thick vines, but hidden among the collection were famous names like Ferrari, Maserati, many others. Some cars were extremely rare. Collectors from around the world couldn't believe what they were seeing. The forgotten collection was worth millions of dollars. It became one of the greatest barn finds ever discovered. Number 6. The Rolls-Royce that survived a war. Wars destroy cities, buildings, and sometimes entire countries. Very few cars survive, but one vintage Rolls-Royce refused to disappear. During World War II, the luxury car was moved from place to place to protect it from bombings. For years, it sat forgotten. Dust covered its shiny body. Its engine no longer started. Many people believed the beautiful car would never drive again. But decades later, a group of restorers decided to bring it back to life. Slowly, the old Rolls-Royce looked brand new again. Number 5. The $1 Million Barn Find. A man walked into an old barn, expecting to clean it out. Instead, he found a dusty old Ferrari. At first glance, it didn't look special. The paint was faded, the tires were flat, dust covered every inch of the car. But experts saw something different. They checked the numbers on the car and realized it was an extremely rare model. Only a small number had ever been built. After years of sitting forgotten, the Ferrari was sold at auction for millions of dollars. What looked like an old abandoned car turned out to be one of the greatest discoveries any car collector could dream of. Number 4. The Lost Bugatti Train. A train, carrying millions of dollars in rare Bugatti cars, disappearing without a trace. This is the mystery of the lost Bugatti train. During World War II, as fighting spread across Europe, stories claimed that Bugatti loaded rare cars, engines, and valuable parts onto a train to keep them safe, but before it reached its destination, the train vanished. No one knows if it was destroyed, hidden, or captured during the war. For decades, treasure hunters and historians have searched for clues. Some believe the train is still waiting, hidden inside an old tunnel, or buried beneath the countryside. Others believe it never existed at all. To this day, no one has found the legendary Bugatti train. Number 3. The Porsche that vanished. You're about to buy your dream car, only for it to disappear without a trace. That's exactly what happened to a rare vintage Porsche. The car was being shipped overseas. Everything seemed normal. Then suddenly, it was gone. Nobody knew where it had gone. Years passed. Many people believed the Porsche had been stolen forever. Then, something unexpected happened. Workers were checking old shipping containers at a busy port. One container hadn't been opened in years. When they finally unlocked it, there it was, the missing Porsche, covered in dust, exactly where it had been left. People searched everywhere, but the car had been sitting quietly. Number 2. The car that grew into a tree. For years, an old vintage car sat abandoned in the same spot. Nobody moved it, nobody drove it. Nature slowly took over. A small tree began growing right through the engine. Year after year, the tree grew taller. Its roots wrapped around the car. Its trunk pushed through the rusted metal. Eventually, the car and the tree became one. People traveled from around the world just to see the strange sight. It was a reminder that no matter how powerful humans think they are, nature always wins. Number 1. The Ghost Porsche 550 Spider. What if a car was blamed for a series of mysterious accidents? In 1955, Hollywood star James Dean bought a silver Porsche 550 Spider. He named it Little Bastard. Just days later, Dean was killed in a tragic crash while driving the car. But the story didn't end there. After the crash, the wrecked Porsche was taken apart. Its engine and other parts were sold to different owners. Soon, stories began to spread. Some claimed cars built with those parts were involved in serious accidents. What happened to it? Was it really cursed, or just a legend that grew over time? You decide. Which vintage car surprised you the most? Was it the Bugatti, hidden beneath a lake, the forgotten Ferrari, worth millions? Let us know in the comments below.